Here's something most landlords don't realize. Your fair housing liability doesn't start when applications come in. It starts the moment you publish your rental ad. Under the Fair Housing Act, the ad itself can be the violation. Before a single person applies, before you screen anyone, before you make any decision at all. Section 804C of the Fair Housing Act makes it illegal to publish any notice or advertisement that indicates a preference based on a protected class. That covers your Zillow listing, your Craigslist post, your Facebook Marketplace ad, your email replies, even what you say out loud during a showing. Intent doesn't matter. The ordinary reader standard applies. If a reasonable person could interpret your language as expressing a preference, the violation exists. Let me walk you through the phrases we see most often. These all sound completely harmless. That's what makes them dangerous. Perfect for a single professional. That implies a preference for one occupant, a lifestyle, and possibly an age group, even if you just meant it's a small unit. Quiet building, no kids. That's direct familial status discrimination, a federally protected class. Adult building, mature tenants preferred. Great for empty nesters. All variations of the same problem. The fix is simple. Describe the property, not the person. Say, quiet hours enforced per lease terms. Say, efficient studio layout. Describe the unit, never the resident you're imagining. This is the area where we see the most unintentional violations, and some of the most expensive ones. A no pets policy is fine, for pets, but an emotional support animal is not a pet under federal housing law. It's a reasonable accommodation for a disability. You cannot charge pet rent for an ESA. Breed restrictions don't apply, and your no pet policy does not override an accommodation request. If your listing says no exceptions to the pet policy, you may already be in violation before anyone has even inquired. What you can do: request documentation from a licensed healthcare provider. What you cannot do: demand certification papers. No official ESA registry exists under law. Or ask about the nature of someone's disability. Here's where most violations actually happen. Not in the formal listing, in the casual moment. How many kids do you have? Familial status. What part of the world are you from? National origin, immigration status. The neighbors here are mostly older. It's very quiet. Steering. These feel like small talk. Fair housing law doesn't care. And in the Bay Area, advocacy organizations actively test landlords, calling to ask loaded questions, monitoring listings, documenting inconsistencies. One unscripted answer to the wrong caller can trigger a formal investigation. Applicants screenshot everything. The solution isn't complicated. Use standardized listing language. Describe the property, not the person. Handle ESA requests through a written process. Document every interaction. We've linked the full article in the description. It includes a complete danger phrases reference and a compliance checklist you can use before your next vacancy goes live. And if you'd like to eliminate your risk, reach out. We'd love to talk with you about our services. I'm Emery with All East Bay Properties. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month when we tackle rent increases and rent control.